Welcome to The Artist Recreates the World. My name is Gary Campbell. I am with Alisa Lemon.
Lemon. Right.
Lemon.
Yes.
You something else.
How are you?
I'm good. So look, we just was doing a still, and we thought we were doing a video, and we were going in. But listen, thank you for coming through. I love your mask. Talk to me about your mask.
Thank you.
Well, mask, right?
The theme of it is Face It. They're faces
face
of a mole. My grandmother, at some time she went to Hawaii and she brought back this face. What do you call them? Souvenirs, yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a souvenir that she got of this Hawaiian face. So it had full lips, nose, and because I took this class at School of Visual Arts, so he said, grab something in your house that you want to recreate. So I took that face because it was memorable, and it had significance because my grandmother. And so it was a Hawaiian face. And then I made a mold of it out of plaster right here. Yeah. So here's my little demonstration. If you go in,
right,
that's
cool.
Fresh clay. Just made that one.
That's a
Gary.
happy mess. Ooh. Nice.
So it's, what that took, like less than 5 minutes?
Oh, you just did that? Right, right. You just turned. All right, oh, we got to do the selfie.
So that's how I was able to make so many.
Click. So,
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, I loved your mask. And so what is art to you? What is art to you? I know you just did this 5 minutes ago.
Art to me is feeling free.
Somebody get her mic, y'all. Y'all know this artist. They're multi-talented.
Baby. Yes, that's what it is. Art to me is like recreating your thoughts and giving life to them. Art to me is life. When I'm in, my dark modes, when you're just working on life, and you don't really have time to dedicate yourself to creating. I usually find that I can't. Job after job, taking care of family, I don't have time to create. It's not in me. So once I was able to sacrifice that and be with family, I had all this time to myself, and that's when I started to use my brain. And I'm going to take up a class, and I'm going to go back to my first love, which is ceramics. In Anchor West from Newark, he taught me all the skills as far as modern ceramics, and I went to class and I took some contemporary classes. So for the most part, it's just life. I wanted to recreate myself. I wanted to live again in a positive, confident, productive, artistic way. And I think I know I did that this year, versus all other years. Because what I could think back to when I was at my most productive at art was high school, college. Mostly probably because I was at facilities or academia. But what you going to do when you don't have that? You was trained, so how about use that on your own? So that's what I decided to do, take it at my own leisure, because when I am in facilities or organizations or corporations, I feel like I'm limited. Like my artistic view is a little limited.
We feel that.
And I was like, I'm done with all these limitations.
I like that.
So I sacrificed everything for art because I love art.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome
to the club. You were talking about your mentors.
Yes.
Jerry Gant, was it?
Jerry Gant,
Butler.
Creative Writing, and Michelle Butler.
Shout out to Gantilism.
Yes. I've always seen him maybe every other year in passing, or when I was living in New York. He was doing shows and had girlfriends at the time. It's like, oh, we got to check him out. I got to support him. So he knows me from being in relationships. With this year, I was like, I am not going to have this dependency. I'm going to do stuff on my own.
I love that. Yeah, you could say that. As artists, we can't have that dependency. We have to have the mindset to know we have to go further than what we see. Not only for the money, but also to expand in our own consciousness, to develop our own art. Because if we just go on along on the parameters that we see, there are limitations there. Because I can't define you. You can't define me.
Right.
I mean, who are you? You're not just these masks. You're not just an artist. You have multiple skill sets that you probably haven't even touched, scratched the surface yet. So, but we have to be in that. We have to be doing that. We have to be exploring that to find our place. So now, tell me about the muckety muck that we were talking about. The muckety muck.
Oh, going back, piggybacking on the
Go ahead.
relationships. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that you won't be successful.
No, this is your version. Whatever. This is your. You know, we all learn from each other. This is the community.
I'm not saying that you won't be successful, like, in a relationship, but what I'm saying is to tap into your most confident self, before getting in that relationship, to have boundaries and letting your partner or anyone else know how you flow. They have to know that this art is my world and that's my baby, and it would be great to have someone supportive enough to understand that and who also is doing that. But my generation, I'm 33, I see and have friends aplenty and many that fall into this insecure trap when we're in relationships. So my muckety muck is realizing that I was very dependent on girlfriends and relationships. For what reason, I don't know. But maybe because of, feeling neglected in the past, or not thinking I could handle things on my own, or being told, I have learning disabilities. So if I have learning disabilities, I could, have my girlfriend help me out. No, I have to tap into my own brain.
Yes, right.
And muck, those things that put me down, those limitations.
Let me just... So muckety muck is what Alisa is using so she don't have to curse.
Yes. I don't want to curse on camera.
They curse on YouTube.
Yeah, they do.
All the time.
I'm trying to be a role model now. A little bit, Head on her shoulder.
So, talk about the spirituality. We mentioned, how do you see spirituality and how does it tie to your art?
Well, piggyback on the last thing I said with the relationship. So it had to start from there because I couldn't see myself if, I was blending in with other people's, emotions and trauma. And so I think we have to start from trauma because trauma has a effect on all of us. And then we're putting with labels to segregate from, communities. So,
So when you say labels, can you give me an example of labels? Oh, I forgot your camera. I have to be looking at your camera too. Oh, so? Okay.
Labels. Gay, queer, if you're these things, you might not think that we're being judged when we want to get a job, but we're being judged, I play around now, and I'm more confident. I play around with my looks, with hair and whatnot, because you cannot judge a book by its cover, but I know society, and it does. So, I'm not being, not myself or phony. This is part of me because since I was young, I was a wacky person. My grandmother would say.
I'm finding out artists are just, that's what artists are.
Yes.
So talk to me about, where's the space for queer artists? I mean, that's another area that has to be explored because, as you said, when you put that label on, that stigma on people, then what happens is that you're looked at a certain way, and you're not what we consider quote unquote norm. Am I right about that?
You're correct. People are scared of what they don't know.
Right. That's true.
And gay people are not that scary. unless you provoke them like anybody else. But we want to be accepted. Like that's trauma right there. Being in a world where you're not quite accepted. So you have to fight on different views. Okay, I'm just gonna be me to 100% or what have you. So I wish there were more queer outlets, but once we all get out of the house and enjoy events, you'll wind up networking with people.
Right.
And they're gonna just, magnetize towards you, and then that's what I've experienced when I got myself out and about and start networking with people, because that was my missing link. Yes, I could create all day, but, if I'm not applying it, I'm not really doing much. I'm just in my head. So I want to apply, and I want to network, and I want to meet people.
That's it. Yeah.
And that helps me get out of my trauma, and that helps me network with other queer folks. And I have been doing that. Meeting a lot of brilliant people that I just feel so grateful to be at that point that I could see it. That's
where it's at. The art is so important that the titles, even the title of artist, it has its limitations, because we are beyond an artist. We recreate this entire world. We create and recreate the tone, the flavor. I mean, just look at this field here, and we set your setup here a certain way, even with the light here, because there's an eeriness about your work, and that's what I saw in your faces.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but don't try to explain that, because. And then you told me about the stuff. I can't explain
it, but it was actually darker before, but I added a little color to things. But yeah, I guess so.
But let me just tell you how I felt about the art.
Okay.
As I came in and we started looking at the faces, and then you started telling me about some of the things that you have gone through in the last, I think, 3-4 years, and I started to feel the art in a different way, because I'm seeing that your art is actually reflecting this whole individuality of people in these faces, and this focus on the smile and the contour and these various emotions that we can interpret, but we still try to interpret. You look at these faces, you look at this is beautiful. I like this.
Freshly done wine.
And you put them in the leaves. And when you did that shot, I was like, okay, we need to interview her, because I don't know what's going on here.
A word.
So, but that is the thing.
Take them out to explore.
You take them out to see the world?
Yes. Yes. You got to take your creations out. People take their babies out.
Now, do y'all take your creations out? I don't. See, you taught me something else new now here. Okay.
Well, I didn't have the opportunity to have my creations on walls or billboards, so I'm going to take them out on my own.
I like what you're saying about that. Because you're actually really making an affirmation, and I think that's something maybe we can all add as artists. If our work is not out there, if our work is not in various Algira or Pharaoh or Index, maybe we should affirm and make those intentions of what we want to do, and take our art out and speak to the universe, and speak to the cosmos, and remind the universe that this is what you gave me, I'm giving it back to you, and this is just a step toward being in New York, or being in Philly, or being in California, or being in Australia, or being in Ireland. So, you see, I'll take that from you. You don't mind that? I'll just take that idea from you. Because I think that's very important, that we need to acknowledge that although we might not be getting paid today for the work, or people may not be acknowledging us today for the work, we still must do the work first for ourselves, but it's still for the world. Any thoughts about that?
When we do that, we're putting that idea out.
Yes.
Because people never saw that piece of artwork before, and now I see it, and I have more ideas. Oh, won't you make a face like this, or won't you do that? I get a lot of feedback, and I work with it. That one speaking to you, them eyes, right?
Yeah, this poor sister She looks like an artist that is confused a little bit.
Yes, life is confusing.
Yeah, it can.
So that's what I basically did. As far as going into North and networking and meeting people, I collab with them. I collabed with them in my own way. Without trying to be invasive. I just brought my work out and my camera and enjoyed, the experience of Open Doors Tour was like phenomenal for me because I met a lot of creative people, like curators, poets, and I want to continue to be a part of that, I like working from home. But when sometimes I get a little eerie or tired, I want to work with people. I love working with folks.
What was that word you said?
Eerie or tired.
Oh, okay, eerie or tired. I thought you gave me another word. So, I'm going to ask you, how do you think the artists can improve? How do we improve as artists?
Break it down. I don't want nobody else
Somebody
to
give her a
hear
mic,
the
please.
sound. Break it down. Improving. When you say, "Oh, I have an idea I want to work on," don't leave it on the shelf. Just do it. Just go for it and just do it.
Yes,
then you see that one step. All right, I want to have another idea. Just do it. Just do it. Like seize the moment.
Do it.
I used to have these thoughts like, I want to do. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this in my head, and they stayed in there until I just said, I need to do it now. And so that's when I started creating like crazy, is because it stayed in my head and I never worked on it before. So basically, get the confidence, in yourself. Don't let anyone limitate you and your ideas because they are true, and continue to be constructive.
Yeah, that's positive. That's positive.
Confidence will take you a very far place. Not arrogance, but confidence and positivity.
And I would just further add that it doesn't matter what stage or level that you're at. Mm-hmm. Even if you're doing your first poem, develop the idea.
Yes.
Even if you're doing your first sketch, develop your idea.
Practice.
Even if you're doing your first visual with the camera. If your intuition is saying shoot that or shoot this in a certain way, do that little thing. Just do that little thing, because when you open that door, when you release that seed, as you talked about in your mind, what happens is Spirit broadens it.
Yes.
But it's almost like it has no life. It does not have life if you don't release it out here.
Yeah.
You got to release that joint. And you release that joint, and it's like, y'all know what joint means, right? But anyway, not the joint. But
release it.
Yeah.
I'm about releasing, definitely.
That's it. Very powerful, very powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank
Continued
you.
success.
Thank you.
And next year we'll do another one, and you can tell me about all the other stuff that's been happening.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I can talk about some music. I'm talking about some music. Talk about some shows I was doing.
Yo.
I'm going to put that in the air. So I'm going to do that instead of just talk about it.
That's awesome. No, this has been I appreciate you coming on. I do.
I appreciate you too.
Continued success.
Your voice. Use your voice.
We out, y'all. Peace.
Blessings.
Alisa Lemon. Check her out.
Right. Yes.
Lemon.